The HTML editor is a tool that presents itself in many contexts across FanshaweOnline. Basically, if there's a place where you can include text, this is the tool you'll be using. It is always the same, regardless of what content you're writing, whether it be an announcement, course content, a submission folder, a discussion post, feedback on an assignment, it's always the same. So it's important that you become comfortable using it. We're going to explore the tools from left to right. Depending on the width of your screen, you may not be able to see all of the tools at the same time. If you can't see them all, click on the 3 dots in the top right corner to expand the toolbar and reveal all of the options. The first option is the Headings tool. This is an important tool for structuring your content and providing some quick formatting. Most importantly, though, it's a critical tool for increasing the accessibility of your content. I have another video that goes deep into heading structure, a link to which I'll include in the description of this video. Next, we have the classic bold, italics, underline, and font color tools. Generally speaking, you'll want to use these tools very sparingly. If you use bold and italics too much to emphasize content, they start to lose their meaning. Also, avoid underlining text unless absolutely necessary. We like to reserve underlined text for hyperlinks. Moving on, we have tools for text alignment and lists. The rule for lists is that if the order of the list matters, use a numbered list. If it doesn't, use bullets. Also, hiding in this list tool are the options for increasing and decreasing indent. Next, to the right, we have a very valuable button called Insert Stuff. The Insert Stuff button allows you to include all sorts of great content in your course. We don't have time in this video to explore all of these options, but we have training resources available for you if you want to learn more. The options available here allow for you to create very engaging content that will keep your students interested. The next button over is for Quick Links. Quick Links are FOL's internal system for providing student navigation inside the learning management system. From this tool, we can link to any other element in your course. A general rule you'll want to follow is, if you can link to something in your course, then you should. Rather than telling students you'll find this piece of content in a particular section of the course, provide the link instead. Our students' lives are difficult enough. If we can make their learning experience a little easier, we should do that. Next, we have the tool for inserting pictures. It's pretty straightforward. Then, the tool for writing various types of equations. Then, the tool for building tables. Tables can be tricky, as they can present some serious accessibility issues if you don't know how to use them correctly. The primary rule is that we should not use tables to arrange content structure of a page. As an example, if you want to include columns on a page, tables should not be used for this. Tables are intended to present data efficiently and should be used exclusively for that purpose. Moving along, this plus button is a drop-down menu that provides access to a number of tools that include special characters that you might want to explore, and the Insert Code tool. Insert Code allows you to include a window on your page that displays code in the traditional format with numbered lines and the appropriate color coding in a large variety of computer languages. Next over, we have the options to change the font and font size. For accessibility's sake, we encourage the use of a simple sans serif font. Next, we have the Format Painter tool, which can be great for copying text formatting from one location on the page to another, rather than the text itself. It can save you a ton of time in the right circumstances. The next tool is the Accessibility Checker, which will help you identify any accessibility concerns in your content and, where possible, fix them. Click on the icon to start the tool. It will then cycle through any identified issues and provide you with an option to correct them, or ignore as appropriate. The next two tools provide word counts and a page preview button, respectively. Then we have a tool for viewing and editing the HTML code for the page directly. If you're comfortable with HTML, this can be super valuable. If you're not, then I would encourage you to avoid this. And finally, we have the undo and redo buttons, which can come in handy. And that's it. There are often other buttons and tools on the pages associated with the HTML editor, but they change on the context of where the editor is being presented, so we won't go over these now. Next, let's talk about sending emails to your students.